Hello, welcome you all for the first lecture of the 7th week of GST course. In this class, we are discussing on the concept of valuation of goods or services under GST. Let us concentrate on valuation of supply. Valuation of supply means the actual amount paid by the recipient of the supply to the supplier on the supply as consideration. In other words, value of supply means the amount on which tax is leviable. The term value of supply is also referred to as transaction value, which is the actual price paid or payable by the recipient of the supply of goods and services or both, where both supplier and recipient are not related each other and price is the sole consideration for the said supply. We can consider an example. If Mr. A supplies the goods worth rupees 20,000 to Mr. B, here rupees 20,000 is the value of supply or transaction value on which GST is leviable. Let us take another example. Mr. Surya enters to the TV showroom and purchases TV. He paid rupees 80,000 as consideration with GST. The MRP of the TV is rupees 1,05,000. Discount offered to all customers is rupees 10,000. Determine transaction value under section 15 subsection 1 of CGST Act 2017 and also calculate invoice price. Assume the rate of GST is 28%. The solution for the case is the transaction value shall not exceed MRP. Where both MRP and actual amount paid are known, then the transaction value shall be the actual amount paid, but it should be less than MRP. For preparing invoice, first we have to consider transaction value, that is 80,000 for this case. For transaction value, we have to add GST. GST here at 28%, that is 14% CGST, that is 11,200. SGST at 14%, that is 11,200. Then the price is 1,02,400. This is what invoice price. Now let us discuss on important points to be considered in relation to supply. The important points to be considered for valuation purpose are: number 1, the consideration or price actually paid or payable on the deferred date. Number 2, the supplier and the recipient of the supply or must not be related each other. Number 3, the price is the sole consideration for the supply. For the purpose of determination of correct value of supply made by the registered person, the CGST rules 2017, that is rule 25 to 37 can be referred when is not determinable under section 15 subsection 1. Let us focus on section 15 of the CGST Act 2017. Section 15 focuses on determination of value of supply of goods and services. Under this section, value of supply for GST can be determined in two cases. Number 1, determination of value of supply when price is the sole consideration and the supplier and recipient of the supply are not related each other. Number 2, determination of value of supply when price is not the sole consideration and supplier and recipient of the supply are related each other. Let us discuss on determination of value of supply when price is the sole consideration and the supplier and recipient of the supply are not related each other. In such a case, value of supply is determined as per the section 15 of CGST Act 2017. Here the value of supply is determined based on the transaction value, which includes: number 1, any taxes, duties, cesses, fees and charges collected under any law other than this Act, such as SGST Act, UTGST Act, CGST Compensation to States Act, if such collections are charged separately by the supplier. Number 2, any amount that the supplier is liable to pay in relation to such supply, but which is actually incurred by the recipient of the supply and not included in the price actually paid, or payable for goods or services or both. Number 3, any incidental expenses such as commission, packing charges collected by the supplier to the recipient of supply at the time or before the delivery of such supply. Number 4, any interest, penalty or late fees collected by the supplier on the delayed payment of consideration on the supply. And number 5, any subsidy directly linked to the price excluding the subsidies provided by the central and state government. Such subsidy must be included in the value of supply of the supplier who receives the benefit of subsidy. Proforma for determination of value of supply.
Let us know about determination of value of supply with the help of proforma. Proforma of value of supply. Particulars, amount, rupees. For determination of value of supply, the base point is value of supply, or price paid. For this, we have to include the items which are not included in the above. The items not included. They are: number 1, any taxes, duties and cess, fees and charges, Next one, supplies made by the recipient on behalf of the supplier, supplies made on behalf of recipient. Next, any incidental expenses, charges for delayed payment, Next, subsidy directly linked to the price other than government subsidy. Add all these items. After this, we have to deduct the item from the above, that are the item to be deductible. Deduct the items included in the value. That is discount. After deduction of discount, we will have an amount that is treated as what? Transaction value.
This ends the discussions of first class of 7th week. In the next class, we are going to focus on determination of value of supply when price is not the sole consideration and supplier and recipient of the supply are related each other. That is, from Rule 25 to 37 of the CGST Act 2017. Thank you.